Hey guys, TechDude731 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at some Windows 10 features. These are the new features that are most prominent in Windows 10, and we're just going to be taking a quick look at them. This isn't an in-depth review or anything. When the full version is released to the public, I will be doing a full review of it, but this is just a quick overview. So starting with the first feature, and probably the first thing you'll notice too, is the addition of the Start menu, or the re-addition in this case, as there was that decision to remove it in Windows 8. So as you can see here, we have a Start menu that looks more familiar to what you are previously accustomed to, with applications, folders, and files here, just like you would have in previous versions of Windows. And then on this side, which I actually like, is just some live tiles that you can have here, which I think that is a great way to combine the two into something useful. As you can see here, you have the news, and you can just add live tiles here, and these will act as normal live tiles in the Windows 8 Metro UI. If you're accustomed to that, they will still be here, and you can have as many as you want, potentially to fill up pretty much the whole screen if you have as you can increase the size vertically and horizontally by just adding live tiles here. So you can get to the point where you fill the whole screen with live tiles and make it more like the Metro UI if you would so desire to do so. You can remove them easily, right-clicking and unpinning, and you can add them by just searching for a live tile, or any application for that matter, and then just pinning to start. Then it will be there. The next thing you might notice once you open up something, application or a program, is the window borders have been shrunken down significantly to where it is very little border and it's almost not noticeable at all. I actually like this as it makes for a more immersive experience and just makes the windows look flatter and not so like really in your face, like this is a window kind of thing. Another thing you might notice is now you can snap windows to not just half the screen but also a quarter of the screen, and I find this quite useful because now you can have four things equally sharing the screen at once, making multitasking that much better. So you go and where you could previously snap it to half, then you just move it to the top of that section, and then you'll have the ability of snapping it to a quarter. You can also do it on any of the quarters in the screen. So you can have word processor, file explorer, in web browser, whatever you so desire. And another thing that they added the capability of now is having borders on live tiles. So now with having this top bar here, where in Windows 8.1 all you could do was minimize and close, now you can actually drag it as you would a normal window and control it that way. You can like resize it however you want, vertically, horizontally, and just make it as big or small as you want. This is as small as it'll go, however, it's not like normal windows where you can shrink them indefinitely, but it is still a much better option than previously where you could only have them full screen, or if you wanted to make them take up only a section of the screen, you had to drag the whole screen and you couldn't use them among your other windows. So this is quite useful. You can also snap these to half the screen, but what's kind of weird, again, like I said, you can only resize the size, so you can only snap it to this weird 4:3 aspect ratio type section on the screen. You can't snap it to a quarter, but it's still good that Microsoft gave you the capability to move these around and interact with them as you would normal applications. Another thing there is that you now have the option of adding multiple desktops. Any of you familiar with Linux would know multiple desktops. You could just go to press Windows key tab or click task view and then click add a desktop, and then open various applications on this desktop, have them running here, and then if you have something else on a different desktop, you'll see this bar below the application in the task bar at the bottom, and if you click it, it will take you to that desktop, and then you can switch between the desktops again by going to Task View or pressing Windows key Tab, and you will see your desktops along the bottom here, as well as any running apps you have here. You also have a search button here. Not quite sure why this is here, because you can do web search directly from the Windows. So if you type Google, it will take you to Google in Internet Explorer. You can do like show all results, and this will take you to web search. But this search menu is here, I guess, if you want to see a more extended version of the search. You will be able to see this in a bigger window than just this section you have here. Another thing here in File Explorer, you might have noticed when you open it up first, it will take you to the home screen instead of this PC screen or previously in favorites. The home screen I actually find quite useful because you'll have your favorites, which is usually desktop videos, downloads, and you can add more to there. If you so wish, you can add to favorites music, for example, or any other folder that you might qualify as a favorite. You'll have frequent folders here. These are ones that after you've been using Windows 10 for a while, these are ones that you frequently visit. And then after you've been using it for a while, there's also going to be a recent tab, and that's going to be your last few used folders, and that's pretty useful because if you're just working on something in a folder, you don't have to go searching for it through local disk C, then going to find it. You can just have it right in recent. You can click on it and get right there. And the last thing that might be a feature of Windows 10, it is not confirmed yet, but it is a possibility. I'm not sure if it is working yet. That is shadow copy. If you open up properties, those of you familiar with shadow copy, is you'll notice aside from the general tab, sharing and security tab that were present in Windows 8, there's also the previous versions tab. Like I said, those of you familiar with shadow copy will have it, will know exactly what this does. I'm not sure if it is working right now. I do not believe that it is. However, I will definitely be stating this in my full review of it, whether it is working or not. Okay, that was a quick look at some of the new features in Windows 10. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you like this video, please leave a comment down below. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe for more videos.